Hello, Team We are here with Jay Lerner and Jay Wolfberg from the 2J's Agency. Guys, we got a big event coming up, June 7th to 11th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., quoting crash course. Listen, I know you guys have been doing this a long time, writing over how much? 500,000 a month at this point, maybe even more than that. But you guys, you're finally doing it. You're gonna come out. You're gonna tell everybody how you guys have done it, how you built this agency over the last since what 2013, about 7-8 years at this point in business together. But now here we are. You're going to spend a week with all of our agency owners, producers out there, letting them know how to quote, how to bind, and really, I think the customer experience, how to keep people attached to your agency, how to help them with any of their policies. Guys, what do you guys, first of all, why are you doing it now? And two, what's that value to the agency you guys want to bring out? What do you think you want to share with everyone?
Yeah. So thanks, Pete. We appreciate it. So one of the things that we have always felt since we started our We Insure is once we figure out our systems and once we figure out how we're going to grow, we could continue to grow. And I think over the years, we kept on reinvesting within our own business by bringing in more agents, so on and so forth. But that wasn't until we had a structure in place and processes to follow. So now that we feel more comfortable with our growth and continue to grow, it's a proven thing. It's a proven model that works for us, and we would love to share it with everyone else, and hopefully we can make them as successful.
And as important as that 500,000 a month, I think to note is, what each individual person in here does, because that's really the lessons we're teaching is for one person, how they can, thrive and reach that, go from 30,000 a month to 60 to 90 to 120. And that's a huge part of it is how much can one person handle, and we'll be going through that in great detail.
Jay, I think that's a great point. I mean, you guys we have multiple producers. To your point, Jay Lerner, you guys have really brought people into a system. You built that system. Now you even bring people into that system. We've talked about you guys taking even one of your current producers from zero in production, really new to the business, to writing almost 90,000 a month, and that was not in a long period of time. You're talking about 12, 13 months of really getting in and you guys showing them working into the system. What are some of those key takeaways? If you guys think about, one thing on the quoting side, one thing on the customer and sales side, what are some of those key takeaways you guys think some of those
I don't want to spoil, our week-long course that we're going to be doing.
Give them one.
We're going to be going through all of that, Pete. Those are, I think, I don't want to say we perfected it, but I think that we've learned a lot through mistakes, through growth, through positives. And I think that's a lot of what we're going to be sharing with a lot of the folks in the week-long course.
And a lot of it is, going through, it's the entire process. So it's not necessarily one thing. It's really, from the beginning, from when that phone rings all the way to the end and how you're handling that. So a good specific example would be, what information are you collecting up front from the customer and how are you collecting that? And are you really starting off this experience for the customer in the right way? Because that sets the tone, for the entire rest of the sale, based on how you're starting.
And how organized are you, right? How organized are you? I think that's a huge piece that we've seen from other agencies that we've trained in the past is they don't have systems in place. They're not as organized. They're not returning the calls back in a timely manner. And I think we could help with a lot of that.
Well, I think you're right. You guys hit a big point just on the efficiency side where, I think what we need people is thinking about how to work on the business as opposed to in the business, because we get caught up every day. We're quoting and binding. You got to take a minute and make sure, to your point, Jay, you get your systems right. You get your process right. And then you can go from there, right? Next thing you know, you're writing instead of writing 5 policies, you're writing 10. Now you're writing 30, 50, 100. But you're not going to do that unless you get your systems right, because you only have so much time in the day. And I think that's what you guys are able to give is really, how do you get some of that time back? And then you can use that time for your family or go out and write more policies, build your business, continue to grow. So I think without that, though, people can and will get stuck. And I think that's where you guys are going to be huge benefit to some of the producers and agency owners out there is getting that time back. But guys, I know you guys have built your business in Florida. What about the rest of the states? This is not Florida centric, right? I mean, you guys are writing in a ton of states right now outside of Florida, but how does this apply to other people?
Yeah, so currently we're writing in a bunch of different states. We're writing in, you know, we're licensed in 8 or 9 different states, and we're doing a little bit, you know, in cross selling outside. But my background in insurance was, you know, selling before we insure in you know 35 different states, and there's no difference. There's no difference between you know, how you would collect and quote in Alabama as there is in Florida, as there is in Arkansas. You know, it's the same customer that people need, you know, the same type of thing. Some of the coverages are a little different and there's some nuances, but, you know, there would be nothing that would prevent us from teaching these lessons to anyone in any state.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about you know, Jay Lerner, what experience level? I know right now we've got people signed up with, you know, from 3 months to I think up to 8, 9 years of experience. But same apply. I mean, again, this is insurance. You're really doing the same things, just no matter how good you are, how much you perfected it. But, you know, all comers, experienced, non-experienced.
Yeah, I mean, this will cover everything from start to finish, of opening up an agency to, you know, to having 7, 10 agents working for you without a question, or really catering to just the actual agents themselves as well, right? So absolutely.
Well, listen, I think it's coming up, you know, about just over a week from Monday. We're going to start this off June 7th to 11th, everyone, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern every morning, 2 hours. And then the guys will be available too, you know, even after that, where, listen, if it's text, it's emails, it's calls, you know, that week, they really want to make sure they're helping you build your business. So make sure you click, sign up, make sure you're emailing the Jays if you have any questions. Obviously, email myself or Katie Carvel as well if you have any questions. But please sign up, take advantage of this. I mean, the guys, again, have spent a lot of time, almost a decade plus here, putting an amazing agency together. Now's the time. Now's the time to learn. Hey, guys, thanks for doing this.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Pete.
Pete.